I currently shoot Sony A9 III cameras,
Okay.
which are not meant for weddings.
You're listening to the Shoot Your Shot podcast with Lindsay and Tim.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Shoot Your Shot podcast. My name is Tim,
I'm Lindsay.
and today we have a very special guest with us on the couch in sunny, beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Magic Wedding Photographer. Magic, welcome to the show.
Magic,
everyone.
woo!
Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Insert the applause.
Magic, you're far from home.
You are as well.
Oh, yes, we all are. But you are a bit further. Where's home for you? And maybe we'll do a bit of a bio dive into who
Wait,
you are, what you do.
Shall we start with the fact that this is our third attempt?
Yes,
We tried last year
we did.
here
Yes.
in Las Vegas.
We tried it at Canada Photo
then
Summit
you're
as
like,
well.
oh, we're going to do it in Canada like a month later. Then we're in Canada. It's like, no, it's
There's not enough
happening.
time. Yeah. In our defense, we had very little time for that event.
Yeah.
And Lindsay was hosting, and I was running around doing stuff too. So
You kept me long
yeah, I'm sorry.
away from your audience.
We're happy to have you, man. So maybe tell the listeners
Yes.
a little bit about
Hello,
who you
everyone.
are, where you're from, and the weddings you shoot.
Yes, I'm Magic. That's my actual name. My actual name is Maciek, but when I say it quickly, Maciek, it sounds like magic. So I just go by Magic. I'm based in Warsaw, Poland. I've been destination wedding photographer for over 13 years. I've been Sony Europe ambassador for Europe for 7 years, and then YouTuber for 4 years.
Wow.
So that's kind of, those are my stats.
Those are your stats, your bio.
My bio.
Incredible.
A quick bio written by ChatGPT.
When it comes to
Oh,
to
Chat
weddings,
did a pretty bad job that time, actually. I'm surprised.
I
Just
did
kind
a
of random.
There's quite a bit it missed. I
It
had
has
to
to
do
be
a,
like very minimal.
but you're a wedding photographer in Warsaw, Poland. What's it like shooting weddings in Warsaw, Poland?
I don't know. I don't shoot weddings there.
Tell me more.
So
Wow,
no.
Tim, good lead up. Wow, you're a professional.
Very
You should
clever.
podcast.
Dude,
Wow.
Is that what you do for a living?
somewhat. That's what I do. Certainly not for a living.
Definitely not for a living. It would be we would be living under bridges if this was
You know
what
what?
we did for
I
a living.
podcast for a life. That's why I do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It might
Yeah.
not be a living,
Well-
but it is
well
a
done.
life.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what? I'm going to film a quick video.
Okay.
Oh,
so you
okay.
can post it on your YouTube.
This is great.
Because,
If you're
like,
watching on
everyone needs to see what we are seeing right now.
Honestly, the view
No,
is the
I'm not
best part.
joking.
Yeah, I wish that you guys were, instead of looking at us, you were looking at the view, because we're in this just absolutely obscene room
Yeah.
at the Rio. Don't ask us why we're at the Rio. We didn't choose this. The people that decided to do WPPI chose this for us. Taylor thought, I'm going to get us the nicest room I can. It's not that for sure, but it
Yeah.
is huge. It's quite awful, as you can see by this couch from someone's grandmother's basement in 1984.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what the entire interior of this room looks like, but the exterior is floor to ceiling windows overlooking the entirety of the strip, and then it's like a panorama of mountains on each side. It's pretty cool.
pretty magical. It looks like a newsroom set.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
I
really
love it.
cool. I wish that you were here to smell the cigarette smoke and to see the wonder that is Las Vegas.
And feeling the dryness in your eyes. Magic.
Did we say we were at WPPI?
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, we're not talking about that.
No,
can.
well, I already did. No, we are. So we are here at WPPI in Las Vegas, and basically, what are we doing here, Magic? We're roaming around. We're doing the
roaming.
expo.
We're networking.
We're networking.
We're networking.
We're meeting the brands. We're shaking the hands.
We're high-fiving. I've been high-fouring a lot of people.
Oh, I hate that.
all the
No,
people
it's a
that
good
have
reason for it.
4 kids.
Yeah.
I high-four them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very
Already
cute.
3 people. We have like a little quadruple team of us.
Yeah.
That we're like high-fouring ourselves.
no, I like that a lot. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, so
Cool.
we'll go back to the
We'll go
bio.
back to
Now
the
I
bio.
do like that. Let's go back to the bio. Okay, so now we're adding to the bio. So you have 4 kids. You do a high 4.
And you
Correct.
don't shoot weddings in Warsaw, Poland.
Not much.
You just live there.
I just live
You just put your head on your pillow there.
Yes.
And you hang out with
Like,
your family.
Okay. I do shoot few weddings
Okay.
every now and then.
Sure.
Locally. Not necessarily Warsaw. In general, Poland.
Yeah.
So it could be outside of Warsaw, could be 3 hours of Warsaw south, so Krakow.
Is this
another
because no one
city.
gets married in Poland? What's going
No
on?
one gets married in Poland? No.
Interesting.
Absolutely no.
No, tell me
Godless.
seriously. What's the deal?
They're godless people.
The deal-
They live in sin. Come to Sin City where no one gets married.
No, like since I'd say 2017, I like completely rebranded myself
Okay.
to shoot weddings outside of Poland. I switched my website to English, which is not native
Right.
language for me or for any other Polish people. Yeah, and I just slowly started transitioning into a different market, which was destination market for mostly American couples, British couples, Australian couples getting married in Europe. So that's kind of was like my
That's your niche.
strategy for years. That was until the COVID,
Okay.
because then there was no weddings and then there was no traveling. So
Not
how can
really
you do
a good time
destination
for a destination
weddings?
photographer. Yeah.
when there's no traveling in the weddings, so
So you identified yourself as a wedding photographer who wants to shoot couples from primarily the United States in Europe.
correct.
You identified that as your niche. You said that's what I want.
Correct.
How did you go from being a Polish wedding photographer, doing mostly local weddings, to where you are today, photographing around the world in these beautiful locations for mostly
Also,
American couples?
before you answer that,
Yeah.
I want anyone who's listening, if you haven't checked out Magic's work, to go and do that. First, what you need to do is check out his Instagram, which is Magic Wedding Photographer. And then you need to go to his website, which I'm sure is linked in his bio. His website is so freaking cool. It's got everything that you could know about Magic's
Aesthetic?
energy and vibe
Yeah.
and his like human being as a person on that website. It's I don't think I've ever seen a website that's better representative of a human being and a photographer and of their work. It is the pinnacle. So if you're like, who's this guy? You want to get a good idea of who he is. First of all, continue listening. But second of all, I think, we're all visual artists. Go to his website and check it out because it's really, really cool. So how did you go from this, I shoot Polish weddings in Poland
Yeah.
to this enigma that you are now?
Yeah, it's so I think it all has to start with that strategy.
Right.
Strategies are good. I love a strategy.
Having a goal.
So
right?
having an actual goal and a vision and a clear vision, because then everything when you will do will feel kind of like the ideas, at least, not the execution.
Right.
Ideas will be kind of effortless. Because
Yes.
when you think about like, oh, if I want to shoot Americans coming to Europe, how do I attract them?
Yeah.
Obviously by showing stuff that they want to see, first of all. So showing photos, engagement sessions, epic locations that they can get married in Europe, then building content around that. So for me, it's been like, it started with me shooting everything I can everywhere I go. So I would go to Portugal for something, and I would find as many couples as I can to shoot them there and to build portfolio.
Right.
We did
Like
that.
my whole-
Tim did that.
my whole
We did
destination-
that. That was nice. You
my
took
whole-
photos of us there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
They're not on
That's
my
what I
website,
mean. We
though.
did that. I didn't actually take any photos. We were your models
Subject,
for
yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
of shoots,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
That's actually so true.
So funny enough, like my whole destination wedding thing started in Portugal, because there I had this opportunity to shoot Polish Portugal wedding in Portugal. So like they initially wanted to get married in Poland,
Right.
So they approached me, and then they said like, "Oh, sorry, we're not booking you because we're getting married in Portugal."
Yeah.
Which I obviously got mad at and was like, "Bro,
Rude.
that's not how we roll."
Yeah, bro.
Did you say
This
that?
is like a body of
To
the
the- oh, I
body
was
of
like-
mine.
Okay,
It's
I
like
was
a
like,
body of the body of the body of mine.
I said,
how's
did you
your-
say it to the bride, bro?
This is your customer service.
Funny
It
enough,
works.
in this particular case, I was negotiating with a groom,
Okay.
and it was like a third body of mine.
Right.
Bro.
You say
A
that?
bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
So I say, bro,
Bro.
bro, we don't do it. We don't do it this way. If you get married in Portugal, I freaking shoot it,
Yeah.
right? Because I want it. It's gonna be awesome, and why not?
Literally.
You want my photos. So we made a deal.
Okay.
The deal was actually really funny. It involved some watches being
Okay.
handed from person to it
Oh.
was such a weird deal, like because he didn't want to pay me more for travels and so on, and he'd been working in that building that had like a watch sale, so he gave me a
That's amazing.
It's such
I
a-
love an interesting trade.
Yeah.
Like
such a
I just think
combination.
it's
It was
so
a
funny when people
combination.
are like, yeah, listen, I don't want to do that, but I've got a really odd idea. And I'm
exactly.
like, listen, let me hear it. I can always say no. But a watch is a really, if it's something you want, you're like,
it was
okay.
a cool watch.
Nice.
I wore it for a couple of years.
I love that. I love that.
So
And it's a
yeah.
good story. You can be
So
like,
there was
yeah, I
like
shot a wedding.
Like whole trade happening. So that could happen. And then going to that wedding, I had this vision. I'm going there. I want to plant a seed in a foreign land,
Okay.
right?
Good metaphor.
And so first of all, do my job the best I can. Shoot as many couples as I can when I go there. So any guest couples that were going there as well, I would shoot. I would ask like, hey, can I shoot you? Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can quickly redo my website and start showing just that.
Yeah.
So I would take those couples for like these kind of engagement sessions in like kind of epic locations. Remember the one that we've been to in
Yes.
Portugal?
Yes.
That's the one that I found with one of those couples.
Oh.
So like an epic beach with like rocks
Right.
standing out from the ocean. And I'm really good with people.
No.
You?
This guy?
Believe me or not,
I wish everybody could meet you because that's a factual statement. It's not even, there's no ego involved
There's
in
no
that. That's just a
opinion
fact.
here. It's just facts.
Yeah.
So I also, when I go to weddings, I don't know how you guys roll.
Okay.
Because like I like to ask couples to sit me at the table
With other guests.
with some random guests.
Okay.
That's the
I'm like,
craziest
there's-
idea.
I'm like, there's always a table of random people at the wedding.
Yeah. Cousins, second
Like,
cousins.
yeah, like, oh, these guy worked with
That
him
weird
in
work
the
friend.
previous
The
job.
boss
and
is
this
there,
one,
sure.
that,
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Whenever I get
at a
sat
table
at one of
like
those
that.
guest tables, if I can see that they're funny, they'll take a joke well. I always go, oh, you got sat with the photographer, eh? What'd you do?
Well, they don't like you.
You must not be a really
round
good.
pick?
You're not a really good friend of theirs, eh? They
Believe
sat
it
you
or
with
not,
me.
the amount of weddings I booked at that table,
Just from sitting with guests.
just
It's
every
honestly,
wedding,
it is
at least
smart.
one or two couples.
Wow.
Seriously. If not couple that were sitting at the table, friends of the couple that was sitting at, like, it's
They're your captive
It's the
audience
best.
for 2-3
Yeah.
hours. You're like,
Yeah.
listen, you're getting pitched to by magic right now.
exactly. So from that one Portuguese
That's so
wedding,
funny.
I booked like 4 more.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And
Okay.
these were my first weddings that I'm not shooting a Polish person.
Right.
I was shooting Portuguese people. Still not my core audience at this point, but something else, something destination, something for me destination. For them it was local, so it's like kind of cheating. But started with that, and the next step actually was networking.
Okay. Who do you network with?
Other photographers. I went to
Okay.
the first ever Way Up North,
Yeah.
2015. Met a bunch of people. Met Ferjuaristi there, who's right now we're celebrating our 10th anniversary
Wow.
here in Vegas, and then later in London we were speaking at the conference called Nine Dots, by the way, also awesome conference. So doing those conference, I went to everything I could. I
Okay.
went to, there was this thing called the Wolves Workshop. It's still happening, Canary Islands, every year in November.
Sounds terrible.
It's awesome.
Canary Islands, awful. Don't sign me there.
No.
Wolves Workshop. I did Rural Workshop. There was a workshop in Barcelona.
Okay.
A lot of Spanish people. The weirdest vibe ever.
In Spain?
Organizer was putting guys and girls in the room together
No.
because
So everybody's just hooking up or
he
what?
just wanted people to hook up.
No.
Wow.
That was the whole idea of the.
Any weddings from that?
But you
I have not booked weddings from that.
if
I had
you're
the
married, do
weirdest-
you specifically say, hey, like maybe
It
don't
was-
put me in with a girl
With
because I'm
what?
married?
Yeah.
Like I remember, I was there with like my 3 Polish friends.
Yes.
And we were at the closing party dancing. There's these 2 girls coming up and whispering to my ear, like, if you guys want to have some action tonight,
No.
You better
Wow.
start making moves.
Okay, this is actually Magic.
Sorry,
this
we're
is
just
actually very
transitioning.
interesting. I feel like this is not a thing that people talk about outside of an actual conference. Like we always talk about it after when
Yeah.
we do a debrief.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever said this on a podcast. I guarantee it. Photography conferences are a cesspool of hookups. I know marriages that have ended. I know people that have had cheating scandals,
Jesus.
people that have conference romances, and like that's at WPPI. That's like usually at the closing night party, you're like, oh, that's interesting. They're very, very close together because
They were-
she has a husband
He's not here.
and he's not, and that's not him. That's why I always come with Taylor because I trust no woman.
What you're gonna say? I don't trust myself.
Stop. You're so funny. No, I do. I do. Thank you. I can't even imagine at a conference where the actual move is let's make them all. What
Put
would
them
the.
in the rooms.
I can't
That
even
was the
imagine what the organizer was thinking with that. That is crazy
Spanish guy.
behavior.
Weird stuff.
That's so funny. Okay, so you did a bunch
So
of
I did a bunch
networking
of these. I
and
did this one. I did way up north. I
Yeah.
did Jeff Newsom workshop. I did some Nordica workshop.
Oh, you've
So
invested
Colin
in
Jakob.
tons
I've
of
invested in tons of
education.
these education. Everything that was happening in Europe at that time for other photographers, I
Yeah.
would go there.
Okay.
I would meet people. I would learn how, like, what they do.
what
how
they do and what you can do differently. Right.
And that's how I started to like getting this strategy down about, okay, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
target destination weddings.
and be like instead of just a photographer that people
Yeah.
would hire being like the photographer that people would be like, yeah, we'll pay for that guy to come here because we like his work. It's different. It's interesting.
Exactly. And then huge part of that was also thanks to meeting people, you got opportunities to, I personally have not second shot for anyone at that time, but people are doing this now, for example.
Yeah.
I feel like this is now very much more popular. But back then it was more about sharing referrals to, because something that is pretty regular for you could be really interesting for someone in Italy
Right.
who is like just done with those hundreds of villas and
Yeah.
long tables in Tuscany.
They're like, I've
Candlelit.
done the
There's
villa,
like a-
whatever.
I want to do like the mill something in Kitchener.
They want to come to a Laura Mill. They're
Come to
like,
Laura Mill?
put me in the mill.
Come on down.
I love Hespler. That's what they're thinking. They're
Yeah,
like, I'm
but
going to
that's-
Cambridge
but that's-
Mill.
carriages.
100%.
Yeah.
I know cases. I have a good buddy of mine, Roberto Panciatici, Italian photographer who moved from Tuscany to Berlin. He was like, I'm done with this
Really?
Italian destination.
Imagine
wedding."
being
He's
like,
been doing,
imagine being like Lake Como. Yuck. I'm so sick
Disgusting.
of it. I have to take a boat to the venue.
Everywhere
I'm
I look
so
is
tired of it.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Kill
But
me.
to be fair, we get sick of our own venues and people would chop off a limb to be able to
That's
shoot at
exactly
those
what it
every
is.
For sure,
weekend, right?
yeah.
So I get
That's
it.
exactly
I do.
what it is. So
Nosebline
at that
to
time,
the
we've been
venues.
sharing
Yeah.
a lot of referrals back and forth. Then,
Okay.
The third thing I did was something that I don't think it exists anymore. Like it works anymore, at least, was a listing on Junebug weddings, submitting my work to Junebug weddings.
Okay.
Junebug used to be the spot. Yeah.
Junebug used to be the spot. I know the people from Junebug. They're amazing girls. Super cool team. And
Their curation was like
their
second to none.
curation
Like they were
was
really
amazing.
good.
And if you could get there with your stuff, and I got there with my Lisbon stuff, I got there with my Iceland stuff, it got me weddings. It
That's
got me
amazing.
Let's
so
talk
many
about your
weddings.
Iceland work because that's some pretty important stuff you did there.
Yes.
One of those photos kind of took off a bit, didn't
Yes.
it? Yeah. Let's talk about the virality of Magic Wedding Photographer and how not a styled shoot, but a post-wedding shoot.
Post-wedding shoot.
So you
Yeah.
told me about this story just to tee it up a bit, just in case you forgot
Yes.
your own life and your own stories.
Yeah,
but
I do
sometimes
remember.
couples will get married in Poland, and sometimes
Yes.
Magic will shoot those
Please
weddings.
explain Polish wedding industry to
Oh, man.
our audience.
Dzień dobry. That's all I know
Dzień
for
dobry.
Polish. And then sometimes couples want to go away for like a little trip, and they'll want you to come with and photograph them in their wedding duds.
And do you sleep between them in the bed?
Yeah, how close are you when you guys
or
wake
do you
up?
get your own room, or are you on the floor like the little puppy? I
guys-
just want to know what the sleeping arrangement is now that
Breakfast
I
in
know that you went
bed,
to
or-
a slutty conference. Your wife's gonna watch this and be
Almost
like,
like that.
Magic. Magic's a good man, by the way,
He's
for
the
anyone
greatest.
listening.
He really is.
For his beautiful wife, you can trust this man. Moving on.
Not super correct.
Okay, I was off.
So the whole idea in Poland is that you do your portraits in wedding gowns on another day,
Right.
not necessarily travel for that.
Okay, pardon me.
Traveling part is like something extra.
If they really want to go for
If
it.
they really want to go for it,
Yeah.
if you can sell something like this
Sure.
for them. But like the regular people will get married.
Are you two
Touching
playing
feet.
footsies? I hate it. Thank you so much. Note we're all wearing socks. I had bare feet
No
on. And
feet.
Tim told me I should
No
put
feet.
socks on so that we didn't get any weirdos. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
so
doing
they
the
would get
post-wedding
ma- they
session,
would
but
do the
they
post-wedding
sorry,
session.
this is literally the definition of I digress. The podcast. So you. What is wrong with us? You put these three idiots in a room and gave us all mics. I
Frick,
mean,
man.
we gave ourselves mics. You have shot this couple's
given.
local wedding, and then they said, "Hey, we want our portraits to be epic."
Correct. And they want to do, like specifically that couple that we're talking about, they want to do Polish mountains, which I have never been at that point in my life.
Okay.
And it took me 7 more years to get there.
Is it
I
just a far
traveled
walk, or what's
all
the-
around the
It's
world.
just a far walk.
How big is Poland?
It's just like 3 hours
Literally
south.
this
Okay,
big.
okay.
I'm like, well,
5
how
hours
big's
south.
the map? It's this big.
It's this big. Yeah, so we were supposed to do Polish mountains, and then when we were discussing it after the wedding, I was like, okay, where should we go? When should we go?
Right.
They go like, oh, we can't go that week because we're in Iceland because
And
our
you said,
parents,
what?
like live or like my dad like works or something.
Yeah.
I'm like what?
Like Iceland,
You're going
Iceland?
to Iceland,
Like-
Iceland, and you want to do photos in freaking Polish mountains?
Use your head.
Can go Iceland mountains. So
And it is funny because
what
sometimes
we
it is
did.
just that simple, right? Like I've had that happen where clients will tell me that they're going to be somewhere, and I'm like,
York,
oh,
yeah.
I mean, I can be there. That's not that hard. I think they think that we'll have to charge them something extreme. But when it's something that you want to do because you want the
Exactly.
imagery, then you can make it much more reasonable where it's
Just to
maybe
make it happen.
just the cost for them of your travel,
Yeah.
or, you're willing to stay with them, sleep in
you're
between them
willing
in
to
the bed.
invest because you know this is something you're investing in your portfolio.
It's mutually beneficial,
Yes.
right? Yeah, exactly. So you said, okay, bet I'm coming.
Yep. And then I had another couple that want an engagement session somewhere, and they were like this couple that was traveling. So I was like, hey, do you guys want to do engagement session in Iceland? And there's another couple who want that, so we can split the cost of my
Right.
travel.
Right. Smart.
And that's what we did.
That's so smart.
First time in Iceland, insane. Yeah, we shoot this photo. It's amazing. I know
Describe
it's
the photo
perfect.
for us. Take us there for the visual,
Yes.
for the audio listeners.
It's extremely windy that day.
Okay.
As always
Junebug
in
loves a
Iceland.
windy hair, messy
It's
hair photo.
extremely late. We've been shooting forever. Because it's summer, we've been shooting a lot at night.
Right.
Because the idea for us was like go to the popular spaces at night when there's no one there and the light is still there. And that's like kind of like a trick you can do in Iceland in summer.
Because the
Because
sun's
during the day,
up
sun is
like all the time.
Up all the time. Yeah. So we arrived to the last spot, which is like this view over the Black Beach. And we stay in the car and like should we just not do it? Like, let's just go.
Yeah.
That
Everybody's
moment of
tired.
hesitation.
Like,
Yeah.
It's always windy and
exhausted.
cold. You're like, I want to put on
I
some
kind of
joggers.
open the door. It's so windy. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. But then I don't remember how, but we
You decided we're here.
decided, yeah, let's
give it a
we're
go.
Here, let's go. We go to that spot. Yeah, they stand, they kiss. I take photos. They put the codes on. We go back to the car. Photos. I even have like a little backstage on my photo that I filmed for Snapchat.
So what does the photo
Back
look
then,
For
I was,
Snapchat.
Back then I was Snapchat.
Does it have dog ears on the couple? Like that's
does
the
not.
hard part about everything from the Snapchat era
it
is
has
that
all
everything
that
has a stupid
stuff.
freaking filter on
Yeah.
it.
Describe the photo though. What's happening in the
Yeah,
photograph?
They're
kissing.
smooching.
They're kissing.
It's windy.
It's windy.
There's hair everywhere.
Messy
overlooking
hair,
the Black Sand
beautiful
Beach.
building overlooking Black Sand Beach. Boom. I come back home. I don't post this image.
Okay.
But Junebug is having like best of destination wedding photos awards. So I submit this photo. Photo wins. And the day it wins, I publish for the first time
Wow.
on my Facebook fan page.
Facebook fan page. Heck yeah.
I post this as like this photo just won Junebug something.
Best destination.
Yeah. And I see it's going well. The
Yeah.
likes are just like comments are like populating. So I immediately click boost.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm like, oh,
Keep it going.
let's have that ball
Yes.
snow
Yeah.
bowling.
Yes.
Right?
And I think I
spent-
think it still
yeah.
works that way. That if
Yeah,
Facebook
everything
or
that-
Instagram
if
sees
something
that there's
is
some
working
natural like organic virality, and then you put a few bucks behind it, they're like, "Oh, we're really sending this to the moon now." Yeah, that was a take. That was a really good
Thank you.
sound.
Really
Holy
good
shit!
sound
You should
effect. Yes.
be a
Yeah.
Foley
audio-
artist? I
Yeah.
should.
Like the thing is that if something is working organically,
Yeah.
it's gonna work paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Totally.
best paid ads are the ones that are working
Because it connects with
organically.
people and they want to see more of it, right?
Yeah. So I think I spent like $100 maybe dollar equivalent for like a couple days. It got to 20,000 likes.
Wow.
Wow.
Like almost million views, and I was targeting. Like this was still. I think at that time I was targeting local couple brides for that, so I built my local audience on Facebook. But that publication got me so many destination weddings,
Like
that
outside
Right.
of
picture.
your local.
It booked me wedding in LA,
Okay.
elopement in Iceland, the same year that that photo was taken. Elopement in Iceland, engagement session in Iceland that led to a wedding in Italy, that led to me knowing the wedding planners, giving me 2-3 jobs. That one photo just
Took
That's
you
amazing.
that $100. The ROI on that $100 was amazing.
pretty good.
The
yeah.
free submission to Junebug.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Pretty good. Yeah.
What would you say is the current version of if you were to try to? I mean, we can never recreate. Whenever you think I'm going to make that happen
I
again,
think the current version is Reels, baby.
Reels.
Really?
Okay, interesting.
You can get viral.
You can get that with
You can
just,
get that with just one good post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it goes, baby.
Yeah, and
I
you
don't
know
know
what's
why I'm
crazy? I was
saying
actually
baby,
just
I'm sorry.
talking with Angela from Social Templates about it because I was just that's literally what we were doing right before this. is-
Social templates promo code Lindsay to get
No
was it-
magic.
Oh, we're doing
Oh,
this.
we'll give you. You know what?
You can decide.
It's,
Who do you like
it's
more?
the Hunger Games. I put this podcast here for you. He's just here one time. Use your brains. The code is socialtemplates.co/Lindsay or /magic if you're a hater. What I was just chatting with Angela about was SEO and using Instagram as a search engine. So a lot of our potential clients are using, and I think we all probably do it too. We use Instagram and TikTok as our search engine.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to find a new skincare product, I'm not going to Google. I'm going to TikTok. These
Ah,
kids
baby.
know.
Yeah.
And that's where people are looking for wedding photographers. And the algorithm now is actually using AI to read not just the stuff that's in our captions, but to actually read the content that's on the screen in the reels. So if you're making a good reel, it should include information about what it is. So you could do a POV. You just did the most epic shoot in Reykjavik or whatever at the Black Sand Beach. And then the comments are going to be, wow, love this photo. And you can comment back and say, I'm obsessed with the Black Sand Beach. And it's reading all of the information, not just in the caption, but across the entire thing.
All the metadata of that post.
It's there. And that is how it is actually doing true SEO now, which is brand new as of like a few weeks ago. You heard
So
it here
crazy.
first.
Yeah.
Actually, you might have heard it here second if you actually follow Angela on Social Templates because she already shared that information. So that's what you would do now.
Yeah.
Reels, baby.
Yeah.
If you want to reach, reels.
Yes. Reels.
Okay.
I know. It's so true. I think
Or the
that,
TikTok.
stories and posts, like just regular carousels or whatever, they still do well. I still find them to be a
Yes.
good overall engagement strategy. But to reach the most amount of people, I think Reels is where
I
you're
don't know
going to
if you
get
guys
more
follow
people.
Adam Mosseri on Instagram.
Of course, I do. And I actually follow him on Threads, which is really interesting because he actually shares a lot of info.
He says straight, Reels is reach. Carousels is the best way for feed to get
To
reach.
re-engage.
Yeah. Normal posts do well, but at least add music to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regular posts, sadly, no. Why? Because the audience is not engaging with it.
Right.
It's not that Instagram is not pushing it. It's the audience is not
Well, and
engaging
they're not
with
going to
it.
push anything that people aren't engaging with, right? And that's the funny thing
I
is
think this is the other way around. If someone is not engaging with something, like I feel like the platform would die if they would keep it like posts, phone
course.
only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then stories to build a community around.
course.
So
show them what you're up to every day. The
Yeah.
people that have subscribed
Build trust.
to your little channel,
Exactly.
your little slice of the internet. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, what's Magic up to?
They're still alive. That's
He's
good.
yapping
Yeah.
at this weird thing in Vegas, looking at the back of Caesar's palace. I actually heard that the real Caesar does live there.
That's true.
Caesar himself. Okay, so Magic, tell us what you've got going on now. You are shooting
You're an ambassador for Sony, which is pretty huge.
Sony. Yeah, that's absolutely. You are the G master.
Yeah.
I'm the master of G. Can't you see?
I can't wait for this
I
rap
can see it.
battle to pop up.
Does it keep going? Amazing. I love that for you. Thank you so much. So you're a Sony ambassador. So sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Just joking.
tragic.
I'm sorry that I'm wearing my Nikon badge in full Nikon colors over here. You're actually wearing Nikon pants, which is really nice for me.
It's interesting.
Um,
Nikon Gray too.
how does working with Sony and because you truly you're not just like a bought and paid for man, you truly love shooting Sony and you love Sony glass.
You walk the walk, talk the talk.
How does that impact the deliverable and the end product that you create?
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Do you like that one? Was that a good one?
It's a good
that
one.
landed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I needed to
Thank you
pause
so
for a
much.
moment. Yeah, absolutely. So I currently I'm obsessed with gear.
Yeah, you are. You're actually like I think
was-
who they made that
yeah.
song Gear Lust about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just at the booth of the company called OWC. They make hard drives
Oh.
and memory cards.
Okay,
And
cool.
I was geeking out with the guy. Like we were talking about speeds and like protocols,
Yes.
Thunderbolts, USBs,
Yes.
and we connected on a deeper level. I could see in
He
that
was
guy that he
geeking
was
out.
like, "Oh,
This guy gets it.
this guy gets it.
Nice.
Yeah.
This
Don't
guy
you
gets
love
it."
that?
That's me.
Couple of little
That's me.
weirdos just
Couple
geeking out.
Yeah. So I'm that type of weirdo. I'm gonna obsess over
Right speeds.
If the card is getting me 4-minute offload or 6-minute offload.
Going for the 4, baby.
Why would you not?
Always. Come on. And then you see photographers using the cards that are downloading for like 70 minutes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's who would do that.
V30s. Listen,
do that?
V30s.
your obsession for gear has brought you to creating a YouTube channel 4 years
Yes.
ago.
But yeah,
it's- Yeah.
Sony gear.
Sony gear.
I currently shoot Sony A9 3 cameras.
Okay.
Which are not meant for weddings. They're kind of made for everything, but they're not specifically meant for weddings. It's like more sport camera because it can shoot really fast, 120 frames per second. And something that I started like kind of playing around with is using those insane speed capabilities of these cameras. How can I enhance my wedding photography with this? How
Right.
can I deliver something that is incomparable to other photographers? And I started doing these sequences of images, so burst images, let's say couple walking back the aisle and being thrown confetti
Yes.
at, I don't know how you say that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And I
The
would just
recessional.
With
You're
confetti,
tossing the
yeah.
confetti.
I
You're
would
getting
just
like
go,
a
I would just go
Yes.
120 frames per second.
Also, a really good sound effect.
create,
really good at this.
create like a full animation out of it. Put this in my PicTime gallery called Magic.
Yes,
fair.
that's
That's
good.
first.
Code is magic on PicTime. You can have that one. I'll let you have that.
The gallery takes videos as well.
Yes.
Short clips of
And
videos.
you're the reason why that happened, I hear. Like
And-
Magic is literally working with PicTime so closely that he said, listen, love the product. Wish I could add a short little video for
GIF
my
video
clients.
thing for my clients. Yeah.
So that
What's this?
a stretch Hummer.
What's going on?
Uh-oh.
The limo is waiting for us,
Oh.
Lindsay.
Is it literally waiting
You have
for
5
us?
minutes.
Like-
we should wrap this up.
There's a message ready when you are.
Oh no. Okay. Listen to this, you guys. We're going on a stretch Hummer. I can't
Get
believe
in
this
there.
and I
Can I
don't
show
know
it to
why
you?
we're doing
Get
this.
in there.
But we are going in a stretch Hummer. It's a
Listen,
nightmare.
it's a tough life. Magic.
Somebody's
Before
gotta
you
do
go, you're hosting a workshop. What are you doing? Quit messing
He's
with the
got to
camera.
make it focus on the limo
Oh,
so they
okay.
can see it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Come sit back down. We'll wrap up. Come sit back down, Magic.
Quick wrap here.
If you didn't already know, Magic Wedding Photographer hosts workshops, not just ones that he's a part of, but he also has started doing his own personalized workshops for people who want to learn to shoot the magic way. They're called It's a Kind of Magic.
Bitch.
Thank you. Is it Queen or Prince?
It's a kind of magic.com/Timothy. Just
Yes, to
kidding.
get
that's not a real thing.
10% added to the bill. So, Magic, tell me about a little bit about It's Kind of Magic, what people can expect for the upcoming one coming in winter of this year.
I want to do one more in winter.
Okay.
So I've done one edition of this. This is something that I always wanted to do after being at all of these workshops. I wanted to
Yes.
host mine, but not just workshop, like a full experience that everyone is in the same place. We hang out. So I found this the most luxurious villa in Iceland.
Incredible.
Extremely expensive.
Yes.
I was like, it
I
has to
saw
be
it.
this
Looked
way.
incredible.
It has to be this way. This is the only way to do it.
You're not half-assing it.
Yeah. If I do it, I do it right.
Yes.
Yes.
So found this villa that take around 12 to 14 people, depending
Yeah.
if you have couples or people are willing
Yeah.
to sleep in one bed.
He's doing it. You're doing it.
He's
You're
sleeping
going to
in
make
the
people
bed.
sleep together, aren't you? You're going to ruin relationships.
No.
No.
I'm a serious man. I'm a man of
You're not a serious
business
man.
and marriage.
The cloth.
I understand that much.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're doing these.
yeah.
You're
We done one. It was amazing. It
was
was
epic.
actually a highlight of my year. The best
Yeah.
crew ever. I couldn't imagine like a better people coming to the first edition. We had like people from US, Canada, Mexico, Switzerland, Ireland, France, where else? Scotland. Like
Wow.
group was like from everywhere. Almost all of them, except one person, first time in Iceland.
Wow.
What a way to experience it.
Yeah, we had a bus, 3 full days, 1 day of shooting, bunch of talks, second day of chilling and traveling around the Iceland in the bus and visiting locations. Third day also shooting and talking and reviewing images. Amazing time, best times ever. I want to do one more. There's a waiting list.
Okay.
If you want to come, Tim, there's a waiting list.
Oh, great. I'm on the list.
I want to
12
come. Is there
down.
a waiting list for me?
It is.
He's just,
It is.
No preferential treatment here, folks.
Education.magicweddingphotographer.com.
Amazing. We'll put that in the description of this episode. Magic, thank you so much for coming. We don't want to keep you guys.
We gotta run and
There's
gun.
a fucking
There's
bus
literally-
waiting
we
for
were
them.
we were pitched by the
Oh my
team at
God.
Narrative. They said we want to bring a few of our friends on a tour of the Las Vegas Strip. We've rented a stretch limo, a huge stretch limo, so that you can stick your heads out of the sunroof and yell while going up the strip. And I was like, I've literally never heard an invitation that feels more tailored to me and my exact insane way of doing
Yes.
things. in Las
Therapy's
Vegas.
expensive. This is very cheap. So
Yeah,
let's
so
do
we
it.
do need to go.
Second episode, so we can follow up.
Yeah,
I feel
let's
like
finish
We'd love to.
I feel like we
a
cut
part
this
two.
too
We're gonna
short.
do it. You know what? Tomorrow,
Cut this
wake
too
up at
short.
5:00 in the morning. We'll be here for morning coffee with Magic.
And now
thank you
it's
so
time for a
much.
commercial break.
Commercial break. Thank you so much, guys.